The next question what I have for all of you is devoid. When you look at this word devoid, usually void and divide look like antonyms. And I've seen it, many people end up marking void as the answer to this question, but unfortunately, it is not the correct answer. Friends, devoid actually means void. In other words, what's the meaning of void? Empty, right? There is a void in my life. I don't think anybody can fill that. You feel empty inside. The antonym of this word has to be complete. Void, complete. Okay, complete basically means full. Empty and full become the antonyms of each other. Okay, if you do not know the meaning of the word sagacious, friends, sagacious means intelligent, smart. The next word what we have here is palliate. And the options say alleviate, aggregate, aggravate, synthesize and synchronize. All the words we definitely know. Palliate actually means to decrease. In other words, to lessen or mitigate, assuage, and most importantly, alleviate. And there is another word called abate. So palliate is equal to decrease, decrease is equal to lessen, lessen is equal to mitigate, mitigate is equal to abate, abate is equal to assuage, assuage is equal to alleviate. All are synonyms. It's a word cluster what we have been making in each of the questions, if you're noticing that. So as palliate means to decrease, my dear friends, option C has to be the correct answer, because aggravate means to increase or worsen the situation. We have this beautiful idiom called adding the fuel to the fire. So from all these perspectives, the answer to this question has to be option C, aggravate. So the next question what you have here is officious. I think officious must be sounding very official to all of you. And from that perspective, if you are in a hurry, you might end up choosing option B, unofficial, as an answer, which might sound like an antonym to officious. However, that's not the meaning of the word officious. Officious basically means showing excessive care, concern, affection in such a showing off manner. So from that perspective, the answer to this question has to be indifferent, because a person who is usually indifferent, who is strange, who is unusual, is a person who doesn't believe in showing care or concern or affection. So these can definitely work as antonyms to each other. By any chance, if you do not know the meaning of the word repose, my dear friends, repose is to rest, to tranquil. Tranquil, friends, means very quiet, very peaceful. That's the meaning of tranquility. Tranquility, right? There's one more word called asion. Asion also means very peaceful. The answer to this question definitely has to be option C, indifferent. Paria. Friends, this must be a new word to most of us because we don't tend to use this. Neither you must have heard it pretty much being used in many of the writings too. Okay. Paria means a social outcast. For the reasons of the society, keep the sanctity of the society, you kind of outcast them from the village, from the community, or from the people around. Okay, that's the meaning of paria. Usually, paria is a person who will not receive any respect, who will not get any equal rights, okay, no name, no fame, etc., etc. So from that perspective, my dear friends, option C, aristocrat, has to be the correct answer, because aristocrat basically means a noble person. Usually, a noble person has name, fame, respect, and treated with a lot of love and care, because the person is noble. Okay, so these two can be definitely the antonyms of each other. That's why the answer to this question has to be option C. By any chance, if you do not know the meaning of the word orthodox, orthodox means extremely conventional or traditional. Impetuous. Friends, the best way to understand the meaning of this word is to keep Mr. Donald Trump in mind. Okay, I don't know whether you have noticed the way he speaks or not. He actually speaks and acts without even thinking whether it is right, wrong, can I say, should I not say, nothing. He just spills the beans wherever he goes. And he just speaks it out without thinking, without any second thought. So from that perspective, out of ABCD, my dear friends, the answer has to be bridled, because bridled means restrained. Restrained means controlled. You cannot say whatever you want to without a second thought. You cannot do anything whatever you want to like you wish. That's the meaning of restrained. You always look up to someone or look up to something and you maintain the status of your position. Okay, that's the meaning of restrained. So controlled is equal to restrained. Restrained is equal to bridled. All the three are synonyms to one another. Friends, rampant basically means uncontrollable. Okay. In other words, rampant and impulsive can be considered as synonyms of impetuous. Impulsive is also kind of out of control, acting or behaving without thinking. Okay, so definitely the answer to the question, which can be the antonym of impetuous, has to be option C, brittle. Perfidy. Perfidy means deceiving. Okay. Maybe you are a traitor, like how Mir Sadek traited Tipu Sultan, and like how Judas traited Jesus, the act of deceiving. So from that perspective, my dear friends, lying, treachery, duplicity, deceit, all become the synonyms of perfidy. So the antonym of this word has to be honesty. Antigonize. Antagonize means to maintain enmity. Okay, in fact, from that perspective, estranged and hostile also convey the same meaning. The answer to this question has to be option A, placate, because placate means to calm, to be quiet, to maintain peace, where there is no enmity. Let's go to the next question, pellucid. Friends, I think this should be an easy question to solve now, because we did discuss this word pellucid as a synonym of lucid, which means transparent. But right now we are not looking for a synonym of pellucid, we are looking for an antonym of pellucid. So without wasting time, we can easily mark option B as an answer, because opaque and pellucid are antonyms to each other. Pellucid means transparent, opaque means not transparent, not visible, not clear. In one or the other ways, I don't know whether you notice this question or not, option A, option C, option E, these are all synonyms of pellucid except clean. The next question what I have for all of you, my dear friends, is hapless. Hapless means unfortunate or unlucky. Okay, I understood this word many years ago when I came across the word for the first time. Like hapless means no happiness. When usually you feel no happiness, when you feel you're unlucky, you're not so fortunate enough, that's when you feel hapless. So that's how I kept this word in my mind for a long time. So the answer to this question has to be option D, fortunate. Vague. Friends, vague is a word what we tend to use in our day-to-day conversation, right? Hey, don't give me a vague answer. Can you just think and then give me the answer? Means don't give me any ambiguous answer. Do not give me any answer which is not clear, which is indistinct, which is ambiguous. Okay, basically which lacks accuracy. So from that perspective, the antonym of vague has to be explicit. Basically, friends, explicit means to be very expressive. Usually, when you're explicit about your feelings, it means you're very clear about what you're feeling, what you want, what you're expecting. So from that perspective, the word clarity comes into picture. So vague and explicit can be considered as antonyms of each other. The next question is wistful. Oh, wistful actually might sound like wishful. Unfortunately, wistful has a negative meaning. Friends, wistful means regretful or mournful. The word melancholy is a very sad, you carry this longing feeling, you're not happy. Some people, when you ask them to smile, they're like, from that itself, you can actually make out definitely that's a wistful smile, a very sad and a regretful smile, right? So, from that perspective, the answer to this question has to be blithe. Blithe means happy or carefree. You also have a lot of problems in your life. However, you choose to laugh, you choose to be pleasant, you choose to always have a wonderful smile on your face. That's the meaning of blithe. So these two definitely can be antonyms to each other. Friends, esoteric. Esoteric means known by few people. Most of the scientific experiments are considered esoteric. Usually until something becomes successful, they keep it esoteric. It's known to only few people. Once something is working really successful, they let the whole world know. So esoteric, known by only few people. So another new word what we have here in the options is forlorn. Forlorn also is actually a synonym of wistful, I can call it as, because forlorn also means very sad, lonely, pitiful. All these can be synonym, right? So that's why the answer to this question has to be option D, blithe. The next word what we have here is outlandish. Friends, outlandish actually means unusual or abnormal, something which is indifferent, right? In fact, I don't know whether you noticed this or not, quickie, atypical, crotchety, all actually convey the same meaning. These three are synonyms of outlandish. Crotchety also means very irritable. Usually people who are very outlandish are the people who are very irritating. As a normal person, it's very difficult to put up with an outlandish person or an eccentric person. Okay, atypical, which is not typical. Quickie again means eccentric or unusual, abnormal, indifferent. So from this perspective, the answer to this question has to be option C, conventional, because conventional is a person who is not unusual, not abnormal, not indifferent, definitely not eccentric or irritable. The next word what we have here is seethe. This must be a new word to all of us because seethe actually means to boil. Another word what you can use is turbulent. Okay, you're so angry, furious, you're boiling, your blood is boiling. People use these kind of phrases, right? That's exactly means seethe. Okay, so the opposite of that has to be cool, as a cucumber. Boiling and cooling definitely are going hand in hand as antonyms. I'm sure everybody would know combative. Combat actually means fight. Competitive means very conflicting or fighting. Okay, so what's the meaning of diffuse? Diffuse means to spread rapidly, like a rumor, okay, like fire. So that's all I've got for all of you in this video, my dear friends. I'm going to be back very soon with another video filled with a lot of learning. So until then, please take a great care of yourself and have an amazing time ahead. And please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching the video.